Allowance for kids is a hotly debated parenting topic. In fact, you've probably been on Google and searched for something having to do with allowances, whether or not you should give one, whether or not they should be tied to chores, which chores they should be tied to, how much is age appropriate, all of these things, and seen the comment section and the parents sort of slinging mud back and forth at one another about which system is the right system. So hi, I am Amanda L. Grossman from moneyprodigy.com, where I teach kids age 8 to 13 how to manage their money through money educational adventures like the Mount Everest money simulation. And today I want to talk about 5 surprises you probably didn't know about allowance systems. Starting with number 1, there is no right or wrong allowance system. I'm just putting it out there. The fact is, and you and I know this, Mama Bear, each child is different, and what works for one group of children may not work for another group of children. And each child is in a different developmental stage, and they reach these developmental stages at different age ranges. So the fact is that for every single allowance system out there, there are very good facts supporting each side, pros and cons, and in the end, it comes down to what is the best one for your child and not what all of the gurus are saying is their best system. Number 2, giving an allowance is not a money lesson. Let me repeat that. If you give your child an allowance and you're expecting that to be a money lesson, you're in for a rude awakening. The studies have been done, the research has been done, kids have been followed until they've turned in their 30s, and the fact is that giving an allowance in and of itself is not a money lesson. You need to follow up any sort of allowance system that you choose with money conversations, money discussions, answering your kids' questions, and sort of giving that context that goes along with how best to manage money. Allowance surprise number 3. You need to adjust for inflation. So if you think back to your own childhood, like I do, fondly about the allowance you may or may not have been given, I was given $5 a week. This was back in about maybe 1992. The fact is that if I want to have my child have the same experience with money that I had back in 1992, around the age of 9 or 10, then I need to adjust for inflation, because that $5 back in 1992 does not buy what $5 today will not buy what $5 back then used to buy. In fact, there's a calculator where you can plug in the amount that you used to get when you were a child, and it will show you, it will adjust for inflation. So for example, my $5 that I used to receive back in 1992 needs to be about $9 today to buy the same amount. Allowance surprise number 4. You might want to start earlier than you thought. The studies are in, once again, and what they're finding is that kids are actually capable of learning to save money and start that really important process towards that money lesson when they're 5 or 6. Now, don't fret. If you're watching this and you have an 8-year-old or an 11-year-old or a 13-year-old or, oh my goodness, they're about to leave the house, you can start money education and actually make a difference no matter what age your child is. But if you're watching this and you have a toddler or you have a 5-year-old or whatnot, you might want to think about starting your allowance system a bit earlier. And surprise number 5, keep your eyes on your own paper. So we all want to know, what is the age appropriate amount that I should be giving my child for allowance? What is my kid's friend getting for allowance? Oh, I overheard this other mother who's giving her child $1 a week in his age, so that's about $10 a week. Should I be giving my child $10 a week? So while this other information can be very helpful to sort of give you some context about what your kids' friends might be getting or what other people think is age appropriate or that sort of thing, what you don't know is that these other people are giving their children money responsibilities tied to that allowance, and you don't know what those money responsibilities are. Or perhaps they don't have money responsibilities and they get to spend the entire allowance, but you want to give your child money responsibilities, and so you're going to need to pay them more than what their friend is getting to cover those costs. So we want to keep our eyes on our own paper when we come down to that last number and actually come up with a number for ourselves. Now, I am ready to help you with all of your allowance questions and actually create a tailor-made kid money system, which is way more than just an allowance. And I'm actually running a free 48-hour kid money system makeover challenge, and you can get more information in the information below this video.